Right, welcome back to another video, guys. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing today is, like I say, I'm just slowly taking this car apart so I can get all the suspension unbolted, the whole leg, the whole arm, everything, and I'm just going to basically do the whole system and just refurbish it fully through and out basically. So it's going to take me a bit longer than I thought, but at the end we're going to have a much better car to drive in. So what I've been doing for the last 10 minutes or so, I've basically been taking all the scuttle panel off. So we've got the wiper arms off and the scuttle. That's really easy. Two 16mm bolts for the wiper arms, and then they just sort of prise off, and they're down there at the minute. And then we've got the scuttle plastics down there. We're held on with plastic clips. So I've kept everything in that bag, which is for the top part, and then what we've got here is the scuttle cover for the strut towers. So that was in there that way, I believe. So there was a little 10mm bolt just down here, and it's the same that side as well. Clips there, and then just is located in that little pin there as well. So that can come off. That is supposed to really protect the top of those nuts, but as you can see, they're pretty rusty, so we might have to do something with that because that's not looking too good. That's pretty wet. So yeah, I might have to look for some new bolts for this. I'm not really one for putting bolts in that look like that again after you've worked on your car. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, because that's completely full of water, which is no good. That's probably going to give me an absolutely ball ache of a job to get that out. But what I'm going to be doing is getting new strut tops as well. These pieces here, they're probably in good nick, but you never know. So I'm going to replace them. They've probably never been done. And the same that side. I'm going to clean out all this side. You can see how that's supposed to be white there, and that just gives you an idea of how bad this area is. All in there as well. Yeah, it's pretty awful, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to clean all this out, and we'll go from there basically. Right guys, so it's been about 10 minutes or so I've just given it a rough clean real quick with the fairy liquid, just to degrease it and get rid of the mud that's in there basically. So it's really bad. For some reason this side is wetter than the other. I have no idea why. For some reason the components over there are dirtier than this one, so it's a bit like back to front, but whatever. We've taken the plastic trim off along here, so that's down there. I'm going to clean that up. There's a bit of mould on it underneath. It must have been wet for some time. But what I'm going to plan on doing is to get all these out, obviously change all these bolts, to clean all this muck up really well and get in there. Look at that, just how much crud is actually in there. I can actually pick it out with my fingers. That's how much is in there. So I don't know if this has been sitting somewhere for a while, but basically it's pretty bad. So I've given this side a little clean up. We've got the top mount off. It wasn't too bad around the actual mount, but you can see it's corroding pretty badly on that. The bolts don't look too bad, they look pretty good, but all down here was full of mud. So what I've done is I've got a paintbrush and just brushed that out and got rid of the crud in there. Same with down there, pretty dirty. Sprayed some WD-40 in here just to repel some of the water, so we don't damage any of the electrics. I have got some silicone spray as well, that'll be going in at some point. But what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to get a steam cleaner, just a little handheld one, and just blitz all this top hat bit. And then once that's all fully clean, we can take off the top mounts for the struts, and then obviously drop those down. We can fully clean it up, put it all back together, and put a nice coat of like wax and sealer and really blob it in here and get a real nice thick layer of polish and wax in there, because obviously we won't be taking this off too often. And I can't imagine it actually lasting too well if I'd left this for probably 4 to 5 years more. You know, it's pretty stained in there as it is. You can see how bad it is. The drains are getting blocked up. They're not doing a very good job. And then there's just full of leaves and crap in here basically, so yeah, it's not too good. So like I said, I'm going to get a steam cleaner. I might even try a wallpaper wallpaper steamer first and give that a go, because it just loosens up all the crap around the bolts and really lifts it, because obviously it's pretty cold at the minute. So instead of wasting obviously a load of cleaning chemicals, I want to try and lift this dirt up first before put any like quick detailer in here and polishes and waxes and things like that. So yeah, that's my sort of mission. I'll try and get hold of one tomorrow, but for now I'm just sort of tidying this up, cleaning it up and getting it sort of to a half decent state. And then if I've got time, I'm going to crack on with maybe taking some of this off again. We managed to get quite a lot of it done yesterday. I will have to probably buy a lot of clips and stuff, because I might take these wheel arch liners out. And they have like those fir tree clips on them, so they tend to break quite well. So I might have to buy a load of them. I do have some in here, but I don't think they're of that size. They're quite the big round ones. So yeah, that's what I'm going to get on with for now. And yeah, hopefully this is inspiring you guys to get one of these cars. They're a good little car. It's just a shame this one's been sat for wherever it's been, for some reason under a tree, probably decomposing. All the crap's got in here. So yeah, so I'm gonna revive the old girl, and hopefully she'll look 10 times better once I get all the new mounts on and things like that. They feel pretty solid, but just the actual top of the suspension turrets look really bad. So if budget allows, I'll probably get some new shocks as well to go with the springs. They are relatively cheap, surprisingly, for this car. Only £65 a corner. So I'll probably get those two, and then I'll leave the rears for now, and then I'll do those at a later date. But we'll get the new spring shocks on here, just because they're a bit more in depth to get to, taking all these components off down here, whereas the back is all independent, so that should be relatively easy, he says. So yeah, I'm going to leave it like that for now, guys. So I'm going to carry on cleaning and sort of go from there. We will be doing loads of little bits to this. Like I say, I'm going to get all the ball joints done, new KNN filter, drop the oil, give it a full detail and clay bar all over. But obviously we want to get the mechanical side of things done first, and then sort of go from there, really. Right guys, so a small little update, and basically what I've been up to, like I say, I've been taking parts apart on this side, for the driver's side for now. And then what we've managed to do is we've relocated the caliper. We've got rid of the bracket for the brake line that attaches to the inner hub, I want to call it. I think that's what they call it, inner hub there. And then I've dislocated the ball joint down there, so that's come out. So now we actually have quite a lot of movement in this, and by the looks of it, I've undone the bolt here on the back of the strut, but it doesn't seem to want to come out, whether it's seized or whether there's something I'm missing back there. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and drop the lot of this out, but what I want to do is get the wheel arch liner out first, because this ABS sensor, I can't seem to undo it from this side, and I know there's a connector at this end, so if I take the wheel arch liner out I'll be able to get to it, unplug it, and then hopefully you won't break anything while we do it. this should be ready to come out now. Move this bit of wood. Right, there we go guys, so ABS sensors all unplugged. So now, just got to remove this hunk of metal out the way without damaging the CV joint. That'd be good. Alright, that's sitting on the brake. Let's move that. No, that's no good. Let's move, pop them off. One strut off. There you go guys, so yeah, that's one out. Alright, that's how it looks, in pretty bad condition. I don't know why that didn't come out. Maybe I have to lift it and push. But yeah, that don't look too good. Bearings are any good. Alright, well they're not moving, so they seem to be pretty good. Probably buy some anyway, because these rubbers look like they've been sitting in water quite a bit, but there we go guys, that's sort of stage one of getting the strut off. And yeah, I'll probably crack on with this tomorrow. Do a little bit more. Get those springs compressed and get them taken off. And yeah, try and fight that top nut off. That's going to be an absolute pain just by the look of it. And yeah, we're moving forward guys. Everything's getting there. So we've got the CV joint there, we can balance that on the wishbone. That's probably seen better days, but it's working. But I'll just scuff this up and give it a lick of paint. I know most people won't say that does anything or don't really matter, but just gives it maybe a little bit more long lifetime. And we can get that wishbone off. I was thinking about putting some Powerflex bushes in, because these arms alone, just for the ball joints, that ball joint down there is £80, £90 on its own. So a lot of places just recommend buying the whole arm, which I can't see that being very cost effective really. They're just clearly trying to make money out of it. So this arm here, this is your wishbone control arm, whatever you want to call it. There's a bush there, there's a bush just there basically, and a bush just there. And there's a drop link here connected to the anti-roll bar, and another drop link there. We're going to get adjustable drop links because we're obviously lowering the car, so, and I had to cut this one off as well. So you can see there, it's got those stupid Allen keys bolts in the middle of them, so they inevitably rust and the Allen key strips the bolt, which is a clever idea. So any of those bolts that I have to use, I will probably fill them with like a Vaseline or something like that, just to fill them up, so next time they last a little bit longer. Just a little trick there for you. Same with the top of the struts, where you saw they were crusty. Put a little bit of Vaseline in them so the water doesn't sit in them basically. Just helps them live a little bit longer. Inner tie rods are fine. Obviously the calipers are fine, but we'll tie them up. So next on the agenda is get this wishbone off, take this ball joint off, bash the bushes out, take that drop link off, give it a lick of paint, stick some Powerflex bushes back in, stick a normal ball joint back in here, bang that back on, and then rebuild the strut that I'm holding up against me at the minute. So yeah, that's the plan. That's going to be the plan for obviously both sides, so you're not going to obviously need to see both sides, so I'll just show one. And we'll go from there guys. So yeah, if I get any problems or any issues, obviously I'll let you guys know. This is the one with the snap spring that you can see there. And this is the pre-2010 additions. So you have the early type of top mount that you have to watch out for when you're buying any form of mounts or lowering springs, things like that. And then obviously just look for your colours on your springs if you want to colour code the right ones. Mine are blue and orange, so there's my two, blue and orange. And then there should have been a sticker on this, on the strut, for the shop to tell you if it's a cup or non-cup version. I'm assuming it's going to be a non-cup because this is a non-cup car. But I might stick a cup spring in, cup shock, sorry, back in there because they're the same price, just a little upgrade, firms up the suspension, and then just go through the rest of it basically. So yeah, sorry if my hat's wonky, guys. I can't really hold it up with this in my hands on the camera. But yeah, if you like the video, guys, don't forget to smash that like button, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.